Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Kamilian, and I'm here with one friend and one other. Well, I'll say a friend, but I'm pretty sure they're two children dressed in a trench coat pretending to be an adult. But who's who will have to be up to you. Figure that out later. Um, so, in look, I don't know who's who, but I do know that I've already fucked up this intro massively because having one
Yes,
less
you
person
have.
has completely thrown me off. I don't know who's who, but I do know their names. You got Rem and we got Uncle Taylor, who has kindly, at the last minute, like the legend he is, stepped in to cover not only Matt's section, but Tegan's as well. Thanks, boss.
Mate, thank you. Thanks for this opportunity, boys. It's lovely to meet you, Mitch, and it's wonderful to be here with you there. And mate, wonderful stuff. Thank you.
Too easy. I think I've just done the right channel. I hope so, because I just did a shout out for Uncle Taylor, Uncle Taylor streams more than I do, doing a lot of Call of Duty lately. So jump over there, show him some love if you get the chance.
I've played more games than sleep. It's been dreadful. So
If
I'm glad tonight was my off night.
Nice. If you're watching this archived on YouTube, Uncle Taylor's link for Twitch will be in the description below. But anyway, tonight's topic has had a last minute shift because, Matt and Tegan have very kindly prepared for the original topic, and Ram has come to the rescue with an alternate topic an hour and a half before streaming. So tonight's topic, as you can see down the bottom, that way, games that made your childhood, or our childhood, I guess. Yeah. So normally we have a bit of a structure. I'm just gonna open the floor. We're gonna have a chat. Hit me, boys.
Yeah, well, anybody who knows you will probably know straight off the bat that your one to start off with will most likely be Halo.
Are you complaining about Halo? If you're complaining about Halo, you can go straight to bed.
No, he's complaining that Mum was in the road.
Come here. You said Halo, and this guy decided to go, nah.
Valid response.
What do you got against Halo? What do you got against Halo?
Dad voting.
Silence scares me more.
Hey?
But yeah, you can obviously not tell that Ian's a Halo fan by what's in his background.
So it's very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What about you, Mitch?
I'd have. Well, for me, it's pretty obvious as well. Literally got the hilt of the Master Sword tattooed on the arm there. So, but yeah,
I love it.
the better question is, how did you get into Halo, Ian?
How?
Yeah, like, what was the original driving thing that got you into it?
Dad said it was a game that came with my Xbox. There is no amazing backstory here. It's just my parents bought my sister and I an Xbox, and boom, hey, it happened to be the game that came with it.
Jesus, how good's that? God, how good's that?
Yeah, way back in the day.
That's it. Before the Mayflower voyaged across the oceans. Bloody came with the original Xbox. That's beautiful. That is so good, man.
It's the first game that comes to my mind for me anyway, just to, I guess, put some sort of order on it, I suppose, is Sonic, dude. My childhood was just full of Sonic the Hedgehog. I only had a Sega Mega Drive as a child. And the next console I had after that in my household was an Xbox. There was nothing in between. There was no 64, no GameCube, no PlayStation of any kind. It was just straight from Sega Mega Drive 2 to Xbox. So it was filled with Sega games, namely, Sonic from Dawn Till Dusk.
The funny thing is, I do remember that when coming over to your place with that TV that couldn't have been more than 30 centimeters across.
Oh, yeah. The rear projection. Yeah.
Yeah, and your parents still insisting that we sat about 2 to 3 meters away from that. So there was me before I realized I needed glasses, just sitting there, just through the whole thing.
No, the best part was when we eventually, because for a Sonic game it's okay, but it got that much better when we used the same TV, that 13-inch screen for Halo. That TV didn't change, and we were doing co-op split screen. Oh,
The fish tank that was beside it got bigger, not the TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Out of curiosity there,
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character on Sonic? I mean, if you say Sonic, I'll accept it. But do you have a particular?
Look, when I play the games, Sonic, because I just love the speed. However, my favorite character isn't actually Sonic. In terms of the world itself, I would probably say Shadow.
Yeah, I remember that because I got one of the Video Game Times magazines that had the whole thing for when Shadow first came out, and I ended up having to cut this out of the comic so that he could take it to stick it on his door
I remember
because he was instantly hooked the instant he saw Shadow with that much more intricate design than what Sonic had back then.
Yeah. If we're talking about the original games, though, where Sonic was not present, annoyingly, yeah, my favorite character would be Sonic in those games because, I mean, you're playing Sonic. I don't know. I went through and played Origins recently, which actually made me cry. I brought to a tear to my eye, especially going through some of the extras and listening to the orchestras playing some of the old in-game music. I was crying. Oh, it was beautiful. And the way that they cleaned up all the gameplay, made it widescreen, the lot, it was glorious. And I know I got a lot of hate when it first came out because of a lot of bugs. I thankfully didn't experience any bugs, I don't think. But they added Supersonic into Sonic 1. Wasn't usually there. Tails was part of Sonic 2, but you couldn't fly with him in Sonic 2. That was part of Sonic 3. They added being able to jump onto Tails and then fly up in Sonic 2. Anyway, moving on. In short, Sonic in the original games, overall, in where we are today, I'd say Shadow. Just to give you what could have been a single word answer stretched out over 5 minutes.
Yeah. I always had fun with Knuckles just because of the glide mechanic.
Yeah, see, that's probably why I didn't like him, because I went back and tried to go through. I love the mechanic initially, but I went back through Sonic 2 with Knuckles back in the day because, that was DLC back in the day. You had Sonic and Knuckles, the cartridge, put the old cartridges on top and go back through the games as Knuckles. It was freaking glorious. You get to the final boss in Sonic 2, you realize Knuckles can't jump as high as Sonic and Tails can. It was hard to hit the top part of the boss to finish him off. Doable, but it's very tough.
See, for me, sitting here, all I knew about Sonic is a blue little, I don't know, hedgehog guy that run around collecting coins, and that's literally as far as my Sonic lore went. And the reason why I asked you, Brownie, is Ian, is because I was going to say you have a very, very good resemblance to Dr. Eggman. And I was just wondering, do you cosplay as Eggman as Halloween? And if it's not a yes, I'm out the door. I swear to God.
Oh, I think I need to now. I think I need to. I need to shave. He's got a mustache, doesn't he? Yeah. I need to shave. I need to clean it up, and I need to start doing that.
Mate, I've been sitting here looking at it going, oh my God, I got to tell him. Hey, I've been sitting here biding my time hearing you talk about Sonic 2. It's about the orchestra. I'm going, okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. Eggman. And
Eggman.
That's it.
I gotta get this because I ordered something from overseas because I couldn't get the deluxe version of this in Australia. I could only buy the normal edition, and I mean, no, just no.
Fair enough.
It's not the shirt,
I've actually got all my Halo stuff up behind me, but in my cabinet to my left, I mean, I've got Sonic collectible stuff in there, but this beautiful motherfucker.
Oh, damn.
Oh yes. Now I know my camera, because I'm streaming and I'm streaming from my thing. It's reversed for my stream, but yes, the Sonic the Hedgehog in Cyclospedia.
Cyclospedia.
In Cyclospedia, it is a chunky motherfucker book.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
All when I open this like 2 or 3 times. Oh, it's still like a new smell of book, new book smell. It's so good, but it's got like all the old game stuff in it. Fucking glorious. And
How much did that set you back? Curiosity.
Oh, 100? 130?
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Including shipping, I think. Yeah. Also got this beautiful motherfucker.
Yeah, see, there you are. You're right there. That's you on the right.
Self-portrait, my friend.
Yeah. You can't unsee it now. I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee it. It's dreadful.
You don't even have to put a false nose on. You just got to put a bit of pink on it.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Literally, it's all you've got to do. That's all. Like, mate, cheapest cosplay of your life, mate.
But you put this in perspective. Sorry, yeah, cheapest cosplay, yeah. Put this in perspective for those watching either now or archived. Sonic Frontiers had a lot of hype.
This is a new one that came out.
New one.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right? Or Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
Liking it?
I'm loving it.
So they've finally gotten back to something good.
Well, it's the first proper 3D Sonic that they've been able to do. It's open world-ish, and it's great for a Sonic game. And that's the asterisk. It's great for a Sonic game. 3D Sonic game anyway. However, I've immediately put that on the back burner because Ragnarok's out a day later.
Yeah, so, I was gonna say, you release Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the now most played Call of Duty to date so far. Might be, I think, because I read something online about it that they've had already like 1 billion matches, and that was like a week ago.
Yeah, that's
that's already bonkers. But then you go, it's okay.
Sorry, I was just saying the fact that they've been able to keep up with that, since a lot of these games recently we've heard of the issues of people dropping out and having so many network issues on brand new games because they weren't expecting that influx. They were expecting it.
Yeah, bro, that was me. I was I struggled. That sucked. But the fact that I've had 1 billion is buck wild to begin with. On top of that, they go, that's okay. You know what? We're going to release a game on whatever the day was for Sonic. Oh, this should be nothing in our calendar. Ragnarok. It's like,
a day later.
A day later.
Fucking
Ragnarok.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say. I don't know. Dude. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is.
That all day today. I've been streaming
don't spoil it.
Oh no, I'm not going to say anything about the story. I've been streaming it all day, and I have 3 different types of streams. One where it's usually a group of us, or just myself in a game which is not usually story driven, and we'll just be fucking muppets. Non-stop chatter, non-stop jokes, non-stop insults. Then there'll be heavily. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just saying that reminds me. A new map has fallen out on Human Fall Flat.
Oh, fuck off. No. And then there's heavily story-driven games like God of War, The Last of Us, beautiful story games where I'll just go in, I'll lose myself in it, and I will not really be talking about it. There'll be so much dead air, but it's like just a let's play. And number 3 is exactly what we're doing right now. But Mitch, I know you mentioned Zelda. We'll get back to that, but I'm super curious because I haven't had this conversation with Taylor before. Mate, what was the game?
You guys are going to be blown away. I swear to God. There's 2 that jumped straight into my mind, but I've gone with the one that is dearest and nearest to my heart.
We've got time for many, but what's number 1?
No. Oh, number 1 is Raid Shadow Legends. No, number 1 for me is Jurassic Park Operation Genesis.
Dude!
Oh, wow.
Yes!
I love that game. I went as far, and if this is not right for the thing, that's okay. I went as far and downloaded it illegally about 7 years ago on my old Windows because I was desperate to get my hands on a copy of it.
Oh, mate.
And I played that game, listening to Nickelback's All the Wrong Reasons, that entire album, because that's what I did when I was 12, right? Mentally, I'm still there. But that game for me was just chef's kiss, my friend. Chef's kiss.
Mate, have you touched Evolution?
Of course I have. Evolution, I actually took a day off work to play it when it first came out.
So did I.
Yeah, mate, dreadful. Then I bought the second one too, and I went, yeah, let's do it. I love it.
I'm loving the second one.
And they just had a new update too recently, but Operation Genesis was the OG. This is my, I will fuck with this for a very long time. For 2003, I think the game came out, and that started me on my as a getting older because I was only young when that came out. I was only 7, mind you, and I just went dinosaurs, rah, and that was it. So growing up more and playing these, like expanding my repertoire, I love everything managerial. I love that simulation experience.
Yeah, I get that.
So that took me from that to where I am now. But the graphics on my old Xbox, we bought on the old Xbox, it was fantastic. I loved playing it. I loved everything about it. To being able to, and again, that legal thing, I downloaded it, I played it, and then it just kept on crashing. It's like, well, I've had enough of this. And then when I had Evolution, I went, oh my God, there is a Jesus, and he's here blessing me with this. I was absolutely ecstatic when I was sitting in the car with my mate. I went, oh, Frontier Games look like they're going to release something. I wish I could play their games. I don't have a gaming computer. Rara. Oh my fucking God, it's on the Xbox. Oh my fucking God, we're going halves in it. Let's go. I loved it. I thought it was so fucking good. So to me, that's the one. That's one of the ones, the biggest one. The whole get the 5 stars. You can have, I love the cheats. I was a noobler. Get your undead dinos. Just cause like 40 tornadoes. Who cares? Break the game, but who cares? It's tornadoes. They're fine. That was my vibe. And I loved having a little colony of Gallimimus and Dryosaurus. Because you only have like 2 or 3 of the big Brachio, which that's my favorite. It was just unreal, dude. That game set a tone for what a lot of simulation games like that have gone on to be.
Oh, 100%.
In my opinion. Yeah. It's the GOAT tier. You think of Ragnarok being the 10 out of 10. Operation Genesis was the management world sim of Ragnarok, if I'm honest. And that's my opinion, unbrutal opinion. It's just, I fuck so hard with it.
Mitch, it sounds like it's something to say. Or just agreeing.
No. I was just agreeing.
I know that where it was one of those very rarely after because for Mitch and I, 2003 for us, we were I don't know what age it would have been. We would have been in year 9, so we were in high school.
Yeah, so a lot older.
Yeah, so we were outside of that age bracket where a single player game was still fun to sit and watch someone else do, right before the age of streaming and stuff. And yet this game, Operation Genesis, was something I was happy. Well, I think Mitch came over a couple of times. Another mate of mine came over, not the same time, but I'd give them the controller. Hey, build a park. I want to see what you do. And I loved it. I loved it. But what was your favorite aspect of the game? As in, like,
I think, yeah.
No, sorry. Sorry, you had an answer. I didn't want to narrow it down if you had an answer.
For me, it was the challenge of trying to unlock all your dinosaurs in a limited window to unlock them all. Because you look at Evolution, you can have any dino that you can get through the dig sites, through the fossil sites, that kind of crap. You can just get it. With Operation Genesis, you have 5. And you're going to unlock it as a tier progression, unless you did the cheats. And, UncleTaylor did do the cheats. But for those who were more devout on it, you had to go through the ranking system. You had to go through disease. You had to go through all that. And you only had a limited time to try and get all of these fossils. because when I say limited time, you can only dig on a site so much before you start getting jack, and it just goes completely barren. You know, that's the thing that really was challenging, enticing for me as an older. I was an older person going back to this game when I was like 14, 15, and playing. Going, wow, this was challenging for a game so far back.
Yeah.
Unreal. As buck wild. But as a young kid, it was I want to have a Triceratops versus a T-Rex, and I want a safari car to view it in full, like, low key 3D rendered animation. It was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah.
Those were the days, man.
Those
That
were
was
the days.
great.
Oh dear. Yeah, a lot of my parks ended up with a similar kind of. I went well into leaderboard in a couple of things. Like I would always have a path spanning this, the length of a lake, just because you could back then. Whereas the evolution you can't now, and I missed that. But you could put a path just going straight through the middle of a lake. I would always have, I'd outline the island. I'd always create just randomly generate an island, and I'd have them outlining the island because you could just have the fences going out to sea, and you didn't need that
Yeah, you could.
fourth barrier. And then
Yeah,
I'd
right.
always have
You
a Rex
could.
pen in the middle and have the fourth wall as this fucking mountain that I'd build. And I'd always have,
Oh, you know
as you
what,
said, like
mate?
the
Yeah.
Dryosaurus, the Gallimimus, the little guys. I'd have them roaming around the public, not in enclosures, and have the emitters keeping them from going up certain pathways.
Yeah, like the like the not the repulsor, the you know what I mean? Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
It's been far too long just flying up and down the coast in the chopper too. Hey, first person, and no, it wasn't first person. It was only third person back then, I think. I can't recall,
Yeah,
but I spent far too long in the chopper.
yeah, like as in the Ranger, helicopter.
Yeah, I'll just fly up and down.
Oh, I can't think. Yeah, I think it was. I think
I
it
think it was
was.
first person when you were shooting. I
Yes, it
can't recall
was.
now, yeah.
Yes, no. It was. It was. I rarely did that kind of shit. I just didn't like it. It's like, this is good. Like, fuck off. I didn't care. Get fucked. I was just gonna say, leading into it. I'm so sorry to take a touch more time. I promise.
No, go for it.
Quiet.
We got plenty.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Because
they have given me permission.
I have
Unravels,
the power.
I just
Yeah,
picture him
man.
walking into a room now with the cartoonesque, old school scroll, just have it just roll out along the floor. Kind of okay.
Sorry for thy disturbance. From Jurassic Park, I went on to like many years down the track, around the same time actually, when I started playing this game again, and I started hearing a little bit of chime about a game that's going to come out. It's a modern game, and I'm sorry we're going from childhood, but I just want to tie this in, and then that is it.
Go for it.
Ark Survival is my love-hate relationship game. And it's the one game that I think I actually hate the most, but also love it too much to continue to punish myself and download 24,000 gigabytes back onto my thing, to the point of I've just got onto my Xbox app here on my phone. 70
Mitch's response,
days.
just the head nod. Yeah, it just does take up that space.
Yep, 70 days, 2 hours, 49 minutes from 2017. July 2017 on Ark, across 6 deletions and re-downloads. That game, the dinosaur aspect, the survival aspect, the custom servers I was playing on, it's everything. It's a Jurassic Park fan's wet dream. Not that I think about kids my age when I was 7, in that aspect, but for me, it's like, oh my god, I can manage my dinosaurs, I can breed them, and then I can get absolutely fucked over by like a alpha Rex if I'm not protectful and not secure in my base enough. I love that shit, man. Or kiting gigas. Anyway, I will.
You're good.
Go back. I'll go back in time. But then that was a life, bro. That was a life.
Oh dear.
I pissed off Ian so much in that at one point because he was having issues with his T-Rex where He bred the first two. Got
Oh,
a really
not that!
cool
No,
cross
no!
scheme of red and white.
Oh, why? I
Every
repress this
subsequent
every time.
Yeah, every subsequent breeding, red and white. And I went, you know what? I'm going to have a bit of fun and I'm just going to breed two of the terror birds because I have a major thing for terror birds on that game. He'd been trying for how many sessions
I
was it
was
at this
so
point?
sick of red and white Rexes, and we tried for 3 sessions straight, which were a minimum of 2 hours.
So yeah, about 6 hours of just breeding Rexes, trying to get a mutation to try and get something cool. I breed my birds once and go, oh, look, in mutation. And he just looked at it and went, no. Yep. See, you can check right here.
It was lucky
Kamilian
that
has signed out a server.
Oh, that was the last time we played on that server because it was just, nope, I'm done. We're doing the boss and we're going.
yeah, that was
He
it.
had-
Hey,
He had spent months perfecting the base and just that one site of just mutation first try. Nope, I'm done.
oh,
Dude, that is fucking hilarious.
we've got
Holy
so many good
shit.
stories from that game. Sadly, I've only had the time in the past to edit a single run through, which was on Scorched Earth, and it's fucking hilarious. I recommend anyone who is into Ark. You want to see just people doing stupid things, just not really understanding Ark to its best. And their first playthrough of Scorched Earth, have a look at that on YouTube. But anyway, Mitch got me into Ark just to go down that rabbit hole. Mitch got me into it,
Yeah.
and I tried to play it a couple of times before going into it with him, and I was coming from a lot of 7 Days to Die, so I was coming from that kind of playstyle into this, and it was weird. I just the temperature changes, obviously the dinosaurs, of course, the how fast your hunger and thirst came up, it was different. And
The
no matter all of that,
authenticity.
yeah, no matter all of that, I would always die the very first night before I started playing with Mitch. It would always be the very first night. It would always be with a spear in hand, and would always be to a male Dilophosaurus. Always.
Yeah.
I told Mitch
Yeah.
this at one point, and he went, "Why is it always a male Dilophosaurus?" I said, "Because I often get attacked. Attacked by another one, and I'll kill it, and I'll chop it up, and then I'll get hit by another one, and then I'm blinded, and I'll die." And Mitch went, "Do they have hearts above their heads?" I said, "Well, yeah." He goes, "Cool. You're being killed by the mate.
Yeah.
Stop it." He said it with such kind of duh,
I
unintentional sass. It was so good.
Dude, I would have paid to see that. That's fucking hilarious.
But to put this in perspective of how much Mitch got me in playing this, right? Currently in my account, it was last played on the 14th of August 2021, but 337. No, that's the storage space required. I
I
lied.
was gonna say, fucking hell.
It gets worse. Playtime 571 hours.
Oh, that's okay. 571 out. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I think that's less than mine, isn't it? Because I'm 70 days worth.
Oh shit, son!
As I was saying, 70. So okay, let's have a look. 70 days, 2 hours. I mean, I could have 70 days to die. Yeah. 1,680 hours.
Woo-hoo. Yeah. Okay.
So-
yeah, you take the cake, my friend.
So I am, so 1,682 hours and 49 whole minutes.
Yeah, the only game I've got that would come close to that kind of time frame. I mean, 7 Days to Die is on 700 plus, but the only thing that actually beats it would be Dota. I'm sitting on 4,100 hours.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. You've beat me, son.
Anyway, Mitch, I think we've held you off long enough.
Yeah, sorry.
No. That's not what I was. That's not what I'm getting at.
Oh, I know.
But Mitch,
Yeah, we'll do it.
do I have words for you, knowing what's coming?
Oh, really?
Okay, so favorite game as a child, go.
Funnily enough,
You're wrong!
while
Sorry,
this
too
one
early.
always holds a place in my heart, the one that made my childhood was actually one from a company that's now closed called Sierra, and it was called Quest for Glory.
Quest for Glory.
It
Well,
was a point.
okay.
It was a point and click adventure game. My parents came home one day with the anthology box, which was the 4 of the games from a garage sale for the computer.
Jesus,
I
radio.
played through them so many times. It actually had a little point system up in the corner for the amount of things that you could actually do to do a complete run on those games. And I ended up maxing it out at some point, just finding everything.
This
Right?
doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
But that is literally the only game that I've ever done that for. There were 5 of them, though number 5 was screwed up because it came out at the wrong time and they started doing weird control styles. It was number 5 came out when 3D had just become a thing for computer games. And you know how they had that really shitty control system where W or forward was the way your character was facing, and the left and right would turn them on screen to make them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had that control system.
Oh.
So still, but that's the thing. They had some of the best writing for those games that is just. It stuck with me throughout the whole thing. It's actually what originally got me into the idea of, D&D and roleplay. Because it was just so well done. First one called So You Want to Be a Hero. Perfectly summed up exactly what it was. Your first time arriving in the town and just going through all at the time what is small adventures for that character, and as you go through the different games, it starts ramping up to bigger and bigger things. Like one of the first things that you can do is essentially find out, I think it was help out a guy who had his apples stolen or something like that, and it turns out that goes through a whole different thing. You can help out an ice giant who's trying to get resources for winter. And that was just a relatively small thing. And by the end, you're sneaking through a vampire's castle, killing revenants in order to save a little girl who needs to pass on to be reborn so she can actually age. That shows you how in depth the story ended up getting.
Here we are, Taylor, just kind of going on with I'm gonna build a park and make dinosaurs, and I'm just running from screen to screen as this blue blur, even less kind of deep. I mean, we were simple people, Mitch.
That's right.
It's honestly what actually got me into loving games for their storyline more than any graphics, because if you even have a look at any of the screens for Quest for Glory 1, it is very obviously low level, just the lowest of low, just past the old, what's called, the 8-bit mini things of that day. It's one step above that kind of thing.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I've just gone through and had a quick look here on Steam. It actually looks. I mean, look, it's 1989. Like we're going back a fair whack. But it doesn't look half bad. I mean, it's obviously from a time before even I was even a thought of. But it's interesting to see that Activision bought them out, or taking them on side of the flock per se.
And that's the thing. game creators actually got back together years later and did a Kickstarter for a different game that's essentially following the same play style in a whole new thing. And of course, I went into that immediately.
I just want to point out that while I'm looking at this on Steam, for its time frame, the graphics look bloody good.
Oh yeah, for its time frame, it was fucking amazing.
You can either get the Quest for Glory 1 through 5.
Beat me to it. You beat me to it. I'm sitting here, been looking at it for the last 10 minutes.
Please take it away.
No, you, mate, my friend. You do it. You do it.
You get 1 to 5 for $15, but if you do want to get like the entire Activision collection, you can get it right now for the low price of $1,207.
Hey, listen, usually they're kind. They're not going to give you 10%. They're going to give you 11. Extra percentile, mate.
Mate,
tell you. This economy, huh? Thank God for this economy.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, this looks half decent. It doesn't look... I mean, when you first said it, I was thinking, oh, it's like, it'd be half okay. This doesn't look bad for its time and for that era.
Yeah.
It's got 261 reviews, which are all very positive.
Oh yeah, it made its time.
Literally, it's all.
Yeah. I believe it was actually one of the first point and clicks out there as well. And
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
One of the things here. Sorry, go on, mate. Sorry, apologies.
I was just going to say that for its time, they mixed humor and the actual serious gameplay perfectly. But yeah, you were saying?
I was going to say the comment was on here. I beat EGA version Heroes Quest on a monochrome monitor. You will never know such glory. And I feel like that's half decent.
Yeah.
That's actually quite funny, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have comments like that coming in.
Yeah. The game, even the old music that it had was just the ones where you could tell that was made for the 16-bit sound card kind of thing.
Yeah, where they were limited to like four or five sounds at a time.
Dude, that kind of music reminds me of a meme I found years ago. Someone did like 8-bit Slayer, and when I say Slayer, I'm not talking about Doom Slayer. Talk about Raining Blood Slayer, and it's just the best thing. It's the best thing. They removed it on YouTube. It was just. It was fucking amazing. So when you said that, unless we're talking about something different here, those memories just came flooding back in on the drive home with me, mate, just laughing our guts out to all this weird cooked MIDI keyboard bit music kind of shit. It was fantastic. Fantastic.
But it actually got me enough that way back in the day when I was imagining of the impossible futures, where you think you're going to do all of this huge stuff, I was imagining making a place that they had in there called Arana's Garden in the backyard. Take into account that this is a huge fucking area with a lake system that goes continually around a small island. I'm thinking, oh yeah, I could make that. Fuck off, no.
Mate.
Yeah. It hit me that hard in the childhood that I wanted to make a part of the game in reality.
No, that's fucking good. I love that. I think that's great. I think that's great. Oh man! All right, what's your next games then? Oh, you're the host. Sorry, I'll shut my mouth.
No. That's the gist.
Yeah, we had to wind down.
I'm gonna skip forward a bit. I'm gonna go from because I mean, most of my primary school days were between roughly 95 to 2000, which is predominantly the Sega Mega Drive, right, and the Super Nintendo era. And for that period, Sonic was 100% uh my go-to. Um,
Mm.
after that, after that, my next favorite game, yeah, it would be Halo. It'd
Yeah.
100% be Halo. Right, moving into high school days, yeah, I spent far. I'm both happy and at the same time disappointed that the Xbox didn't track how many hours you played. Um, yeah,
Yeah, he'd legitimately just he'd have that meme of just, you know, hours. Yes.
exactly. Hours, yes, but I mean, I've replayed that campaign more times than I can care to count. And it's
It's
the
a great
only.
campaign, dude. Start
Oh,
to finish, it is arguably. I'm just gonna remove that because I just realized I look like hang on, it didn't work. I look like an 8-bit wank, so I'm just gonna quickly fix my background. Yeah, that's a lot better actually. Holy fuck, that looks dreadful. There we go.
oh, good.
I took my camera out of the shower, mum. Now I'm not foggy up. Please continue,
Oh,
son.
no, all good. Yeah, this game also started and finished all of my hopes and aspirations of competitive play with my friends.
Mm.
Mitch can vouch for this as well as my other close friend. Or yeah,
Yeah.
they both were really into Halo at the same time. And we played a lot of matchmaking against each other because why not? We finished the campaign. Let's have some
Mm.
matchmaking. Let's up our skills a bit. Um, and yeah, yeah. I'm no pro, but
Yeah.
yeah, they won't do it anymore with me. It
Yeah,
stopped
Yeah.
pretty quick.
I love the I love when you go into like Slayer and that, like the fighting, and like when you play others on multiplayer. And I didn't really get into it. I just love the sound guy. I was like Slayer,
Mm.
fatality. Can you imagine him going out? Do you need milk? I found a dog in my car. Fatality. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
But dude, I loved playing Halo 4. So that's when I started really adventuring into the world of multiplayer Halo. And when I say multiplayer, not co-op campaign, proper multiplayer. Then the clusterfuck that was Halo 5 Guardians with their custom games. I loved every aspect of those games. I mean, that's what when I wasn't playing Arc, I was playing Halo 5 Guardians Forge custom games. It was fantastic. But that competitiveness, I just couldn't get into it, man. I loved it.
Mm.
I liked the idea of it. I just couldn't get into it. And I just found myself struggling. And being a Call of Duty native, it was just different to me. Same as like a Mass Effect. Um, their
Yeah.
multiplayer when I had on Mass Effect 3, I think I've seen a couple handful of gameplay and just went, nah, this ain't for me. Not for me, King. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, though.
Yeah, Mitch, what were
Yeah.
you gonna say
Oh, I was just gonna
before I
say
jump back
that
in?
Ian was actually fairly lucky with me as a partner to play these things because of the fact of I don't mind if I win or lose. I'm there to have fun, and that doesn't change it for me. He could
Got
beat
it.
me black and blue, and I'd still be able to get him just for the fact of the one time that I dodged perfectly going up a ramp, and he goes straight off the edge with his sword.
Halo 2, there was one particular map, I can't remember the name of it, but it's
Two
got four
towers, I
different
believe it was.
outposts with like a quad in the middle, and they all have like square ramps going up to the top. I'm chasing him
Mm.
with a plasma sword, and back in Halo 2, you full on lunged when when the crosshairs went red. He stopped for half a second, enough for me to get the crosshair to go red. I caught up that little bit more. I lunged, and he starts moving again, unknowing that I'm that close. He just hears this whoosh, turns around, and
The sad thing is, his character, like, I could see that he'd even press the thing on his thumbstick because he was just, I'm off the edge, aren't I? And I saw his character just go, look down, look back, almost like a Looney Tunes thing before he fell.
Because before the lunge was finished, I'd managed to turn 180 degrees.
Yeah,
Right?
because the
I
cat
lunged,
thing
turned
automatically
180, I'm
tries
flying.
to follow the person.
Yeah, I'm flying backwards now because of the lunge, and I'm looking at him getting further away from me. I'm looking down, and then I start to fall as I look back up again. But now, Mitch is the kind of person who, as he said, I could flog him, but as long as he did that one thing to me, he was happy, and that one thing, which he never lets me forget, and rightfully so, is that I can't remember the name of the map. I'm pretty sure it was Halo 1. Absolutely slaughtered him, but I'm running along the map. And I know that he's over the other side of the map because I saw him over there and just failed trying to snipe him.
Mm.
About 10 seconds later, my screen, well, my half of the screen goes blue.
Yeah.
He'd just randomly looked up and had chucked a plasma grenade. It had landed
Yeah.
on my helmet.
Tell the
That
truth
is
behind
fucking-
it. What had happened in this thing was he had flat out told me that, oh yeah, you go towards that sniping spot. I'll go towards this one. He had the top of the building, which is the slightly harder sniping spot, and went, I bet I could get you before you get me. So he's letting
I
me go
forgot
up
this,
there.
yeah.
Physical
Expecting me
challenge,
to go up there and get the sniper because I'm one of those people who takes a moment to actually aim down the sights and get it all just right before I fire, so he'd have the perfect time. What he'd forgotten is we'd played through the campaign that many times and I had gotten perfect with plasma grenades for a bit. So he sees my character's head come just up, goes for a shot, misses as I duck back down, and goes, oh, I've got you. What are you going to do now? At which point he just hears me beside him just look up.
Fuck.
What?
Look up, big fella.
Yo, fucking kid.
Oh,
Fucking hilarious. I love that. That's the kind of shit I used to put with my mates too, so I vibe a fuckload with that. That's fucking hilarious.
but yeah, just from that point onwards, though, from I think early on in Halo 2 onwards. No, we didn't even really. Yeah, oh no, yeah, early in Halo 2 onwards. Well, the Halo 2 was, I guess, the game which, contrary to what I said before, was the bit that finally hit that last nail in the coffin. Especially, get this. Long story short, when I was a child living with my parents, I had a close friend who lived just around the corner, about 4 houses away. He moved out of home a year before I did. And I moved to an apartment about half an hour north of where I initially lived, and I've had to move again to where I am now because life reasons. We've now bought a house within the same complex as that guy.
Wow.
Yep.
How fucking cool is that?
Yeah. Now, back in the day, it was 3 of us. There was myself, this guy, and one of his friends. We all played Halo, and we did a 2v1. And no, sorry, there's a second part of the story. Skip the first part. Ended up being a 3v1 because the 2v1 was our first at 25, and the score didn't go well. At a later point in time, we had a 3v1. His mate brought his brother around. Had a 3v1. The score ended up. We said, let's go 50, see how it goes. In our heads, in our young minds, we thought, a higher bar gives people more time to get kills, right?
Oh no.
Made it worse. Score was 50 to -1.
50 to -1.
-1. And they got kills.
How?
They got kills. They killed me about 4 or 5 times. However, in doing so, they also killed each other. They accidentally committed suicide by falling off ledges or tried to come around a corner with a rocket launcher and shot the corner with the rocket blowing themselves up. So the suicides got them as a team to below 0. But Yeah.
And here's where I find it funny because, when you said you always died on the first night on Ark and you said I got killed by Dulphosaurus, I feel like saying, mate, you just didn't do like like in that gaming world sense, a tactical suicide to give yourself all your stats back. Know where you died. Here's your body. Here's my sleeping bag. But when I hear that and it's -1, that has got to be one of the best memes I've heard tonight. That is fantastic. -1, bro. -1. Not even zero. Just a okay. Hey, yeah, 0. -1.
I want to stress as well. This is not a flex. This is just a story. People can go watch my Halo 3 highlights on YouTube right now, or Mitch's and my playthrough of Halo 1. You know I'm not the world's best Halo player. Better than average, I would say, but if I go online competitive stuff, I get fucking slaughtered.
Dude, I feel weak in your presence. I feel like I'm unworthy to be here. I am the scrub of my residence right now.
I've watched some of your COD streams. I feel the same, my friend.
They hated me so much as well, I remember, because you were playing against them with that, and I believe I actually came over as it was finishing up with that fucking
That's right, yes, there's a part 3. Yes.
What essentially happened was they get pissed and go, fuck this shit. I look at them and go, oh yeah, Ian, match? And they're just, no. And he just goes, oh yeah, sure. Then I get on, and the first thing they see is me with a fucking shotgun. This was in the map I believe it was Halo 3 or something, where you actually first were able to get the abilities to turn invisible and shit like that. They see me come out of scout mode, shotgun out at his back and just blow him the fuck across. And they just start asking, how the fuck did you do that? Because I don't care. What? I don't care if I live or die. At which point he immediately gets me in the back with a sword, and then it turns into me...
Only because he was too busy laughing.
Yeah, which literally turns into me spawning literally an inch behind him with a shotgun and just going, oh, boom! It ended up playing something like, I believe we were only doing a 30 match, and it ended up with me on 7 and him on the 30. But every shot that was taken down, they hated me so much just because they had gotten that badly crushed by him.
Yep.
And I was beating him because half the time he couldn't fucking focus on the screen because he was laughing too hard at some stupid shit that I'd done.
Anyway, I want to get this one to Taylor, but I'll finish my bit here with having not having a computer in my household until I was about, I think, 14, and not having the internet till I was 18. Right, I didn't know that FPS initially started on PC, right? Because my first experience with FPS was GoldenEye at a friend's place, right, on 64. Then the first FPS that I physically owned or touched really after that was Halo. So for me, I grew up with FPS on consoles. It's only recently that I've started kind of slowly gravitating the other way to have FPS on PC. Whereas I think things like Halo, though, I'll always stick with console. It's just, I don't know, just gotta have if my thumbs had abs, I swear. It's just anyway. I'll leave my bit at that. Unless there's anything else someone wants to say.
Nah, man. Halo for me is just so many memories, dude. I didn't get it with my Xbox, but my mum used to work at a local tab, and again at that because when did Halo come out? 2002,
something like
3?
that. Yeah.
So I still would have been a kid.
2000,
so
I think. No, I'm gonna get ahead of myself. Never mind.
2001.
2001. Okay, so I think we got it a touch later because Mum said, "Oh, try this game out." And I was again, keep this in mind. I'm 7.
That's the best bit.
I'm 7 years of age. It is like, I'll say 9, 10 o'clock at night, middle of winter. I'm a young kid, impressionable young kid, and here I am, a little. Oh, this game looks good, Mum. I'd like to play this game. Hold on, MA15. What does this mean? That was awkward. So the first mission, Pillar of Autumn, there you are, you're running, and the doors open up, and that blue alien comes out. I screamed, turned off the Xbox, went to bed. Didn't touch it for 2 weeks until it was daylight, because again, this guy with the beard, was 7 years of age.
How did you go on your first run through 343 and the library?
Challenging. Here's the thing, though, right? You know how we talk about things that scar you as a kid, and you hold on to that kind of shit sometimes in public. The flood for me is that scarring, and the flood is what I've held on to. So I hate the flood still as a 26-year-old man. I can't do it. It sounds weird. It sounds silly. But every time I look at the flood, I just get this unrelenting fear pulse through my brain, like I was a kid again. You know, we're talking about childhood. Here we are. It's dreadful, but I love the lore around it. I've gone through and watched a 13-hour YouTube video on the entire Halo lore up until Guardians, and including the Halo War series, which GOAT tier for me, which I'm sure that'll be a topic for another conversation if I'm invited back. I love that game.
You've got someone sitting here right now who loves that game, and another person sitting here who absolutely hates that game.
Jeez. Thank God, Brownie, you like the game. That's wonderful, mate. Thank you so much for that. I think it's wonderful to know that you... Wait, it's not you.
Halo Wars?
Halo Wars.
It's where Halo Wars, right? Yeah.
Halo Wars. Of course, talking about Halo Wars.
Anyway, don't worry about that rabbit hole. That'll be another day. Yes, definitely.
That'll be another day.
Just so you know, if you're going to keep on talking, I had my finger hovering over disconnect there for Halo Wars.
Oh, it is you, Brownie, that likes it.
Yeah, no, I love Halo Wars. I love Halo Wars.
Yeah.
Mitch was playfully holding his finger over disconnect.
That's it. I think that was you who just subbed me on Twitch. I might have an unsubscribe now, so when I go, it'll be -1. Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, damn.
The game, bro. But going back to it, Halo, that flood, yeah, terrifying. Still as a man, still get a little bit terrified. That's okay to accept it. That's my reality. I love every aspect, though, of what they've built around that. For me,
I have like yourself dived head first, into all the lore. Like I have all their movies, all of their Halo Legend stuff. I've got all of the behind the scenes things you can possibly imagine that I've looked into. I'm not a big reader, so I don't have any books because I can't read to save my life.
I didn't even read the instruction manual. I watched little Pablito on YouTube that walked me through God of War stuff I only completed the other day. So I know, bro. I don't read shit, but it's the lore on that when they've described it with the Prometheans and all that. Prometheans?
Yep.
Yeah.
Halo 4-5. Yeah.
Yeah, Halo 4-5, but going back to the beginning, where that's the lore, you think, oh, it just starts here. Oh, no, motherfucker. It goes deeper than that. It's just unreal. And I think
the
they've done a wonderful job of...
there. And I'm...
Yeah.
Sorry, go here.
So say, here's the unpopular thing, though. I haven't finished Halo Infinite. Every time I go to play it, I stop. I don't know what it is. I just go, I want to finish this game because I've finished every Halo game I've ever played, bar this.
I don't blame you for it, though. I don't blame you for it, though. Halo Infinite was difficult to get through.
It's hard, bro. Like I like the game. I do. At the point, though, where I'm at the story, I think I've just gone underground into the big chamber.
Yeah.
And I've had those little flying weird fuck things. And now I've met the new alien, the new thing. And then I've come out, I'm trying to cross this bridge. And every time I do it, I die. And I just go, no, I've had a gutful. Like, I've died like 4 times. I'm turning it off on, but it's something I won't die at. Oh, I'll play Ark. and then proceed to die 50 times trying to find my fucking Argentavis. But that's my reality. But for me, man, I need to finish it. I need a ticket off the box.
Yeah,
I need to.
Yeah, so
Please, John.
I'm that person who hates probably a strong word, but I want to use it for the lack of better terminology. I hate games that give you surface level, and then you've got to dig deeper on websites and other media to get lore. And yet here I am, highly contradicting myself with Halo, right? Because dead set, the very first game, I felt like the creators, and I've said this multiple times in my Halo 2 ending Hear Me Out video and in my stream with Mitch, where I feel like that all the developers have just gone, hey, we've got massive list of cliches. Let's just see how many we can tick off. You know?
Oh yeah.
And at the end of it, we're set in the future. We're on an alien world. We got to save Earth. We've got an AI that we got to protect. We've got fighting alien race for an unknown reason. It ends up being religious reason. Want an artificial world. We're missing something. We're missing a super
It's a weapon.
Guys, we need a super weapon. Oh, by the way, I know. I have an idea. Yeah, go at the back. What if the world we're on is a super weapon? Yep. And that also ticks off 2 in 1 box because now we have a twist! A plot twist! All these cliches.
And then to finish up, there's another one.
Wow.
Yeah, there's more out there.
And just think that small little intern turned out to be Phil Spencer, hey? How good's that? How good's that?
Good.
So good, shit. No, it's right. You know, what if they went the ring, Halo ring, and went, yeah, that's a super weapon. Fuck it, that's a super weapon. Yeah, let's just do it. So I know, I think it's great. Look, it's chef's kiss, but infinite.
Yeah, but infinite. Anyway, I could talk about Halo all night if we wanted to, but for the sake of time, Taylor, what is your number 2?
So here's a controversial one for you. Again, I love my controversy, and I can stand here and say you two have never played this game ever.
Ooh.
So, being a bogan, a devout bogan, a follower of boganism, and a believer in the boganism church, you know, we're all christened with VB and tab tickets. That's how I look at it. I loved a game. I bought an Xbox 360 in last year, I think it was, for the sole purpose to play this one game. Champion Jockey G1 horse racing simulator.
Hang on. Champion Jockey.
Champion Jockey.
I haven't played that.
Yeah.
It's the one that Champion Jockey.
Champion Jockey G1 something. Should be here. Yeah, here it is.
I'm just trying to write it down for the the record.
For the record, let the record show UncleTaylor's a fucking loser. Champion Jockey, G1 Jockey. Damn, yep. Champion Jockey, G1 Jockey, and Gallop Racer. Made in Japan, because, you know, Japan make the good ones. They love their horse racing. THQ backed.
I misspelled something there, but there we go.
Tecmo Koei is the name, the guys from Japan who do it. This is one of the games that you do the Kinect sensor with. So I could stand in my land room, pretend I'm whipping a horse like I do on the weekend, and actually ride my horse home. It's the fucking best. Get your own stable, breed your own horses through a stable.
You've got the Kinect stuff as well?
What, breeding horses? Yeah, I'm going to stand up and
like the Xbox Kinect
visual fuck a horse. That's how we do it with the Kinect system, mate. Like that. No, with the whole Xbox 360 Kinect. So you can stand there and whip it along and ride it. So you can do all that. It's
miss on that system. Sorry to railroad you for a sec.
No, you're right.
I miss just saying Xbox save that or Xbox record that, or you know, you could just
say. What's weird? You know what's fucking weird? Said I'm going to railroad you on a railroad now. I play Formula One, as you know. I love my racing games. There's my steering wheel in the back. On the Xbox version of it, because I got on PlayStation 5 as well, it still says connect input not valid. It on the latest one, 22, it still said to me, or it might have been last year, 21, connect input not valid. I swear to God.
Wow.
I swear on my life. I swear on it. I'm gonna quickly Google search it to prove I'm
Is
not
it an
not
Xbox
fucking...
One game though?
Series X, bro. Yeah.
Series X. Because the Kinect stuff's not compatible with the Series X. Nor
That's
was it
right.
compatible with anything above a regular Xbox One, to my knowledge, because the Xbox One S
Yeah.
and the Xbox One
Here you go.
X.
I'm looking at it right now. 22nd of July. So it was last year's. My apologies. It wasn't this year. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I found something deeper. Excuse me, sir. I have found something deeper. It. Oh no, it's just some loser, some nerd. But no, on a forum from Codemasters, it was still talking about it from the 2021 F1 game.
Huh. Wow.
So even though it has been supported for fucking since the Mayflower era, they were still having it pop up. So I wasn't lying. Oh, thank God. I thought I was going mental there. I love the Connect too, dude. It was wonderful. I thought it was so great. I mean, when you come to read QR codes, it was shit. Fun fact: I'm into my paranormal stuff. I'm a bit of a weirdo, and back in 2016, an inventor in the US took an Xbox Connect, and turned it into a 3D imaging ghost tracking thing. And it's just a fucking... I'll show you at some point. A link is... uses the Kinect system up until I think about 2 years ago on the show I've been watching, Ghost Adventures, using the connector to
The dot projector.
the dot projector to track and map in the paranormal. It's unreal. Being skeptic or not, yeah.
No. Skeptical or not, yeah.
As I say, skeptic or not, like it's fine if you're a skeptic. I'm not going to judge any person on it. But holy fuck, when I seen it, then I started using it. It's like, here's an Xbox Connect system that's been done by our tech guy, Jeff. I think his name's Jeff. And this guy's a devout skeptic. No, I don't believe in anything. I can't explain that, though. Unfucking real. Revolutionary for its time to use a Connect system to track and hunt ghosts overseas in America. Fucking unreal.
Yeah, what I was going to say was the first time I saw something like that was in the first, I think it was the first, or was it the second? I don't know, one of the first couple of Paranormal Activity movies. They use a dot projecting system in one of those to capture movement. And even right now, in Phasmophobia, they have a dot projector in that game to capture ghosts. Or ghost
It makes me wonder if they're taking it from that show.
Possibly.
Because I watch a lot of paranormal stuff. I mean, you can see my little tinfoil hat and the bags under my eyes. I've seen enough of these shows. There's not many people that use that particular stuff, if any. And mate, it's fucking unreal. It is absolutely unreal. And the things they get on this thing, and they've updated it since then, and they're now using it through a Microsoft Surface. The things they got though, revolutionary. So the Kinect, not only was it a good gaming kind of, setup. I was going to say centrifuge, but I don't know what the word means, so I'm not going to say it. A good little setup turned out to be really big in the paranormal world. It's just buck wild, dude.
Yeah, wow.
Fucking buck wild.
So, yes, forgive me if I've missed something, but what kind of what stuck you on the champion jockey?
I just love horse racing, bro. I mean, I was playing horse racing games from a young kid on the PlayStation 2. And this was the continuation into what it is, that game I mentioned. It's the last game that's come out for horse racing in Australia. Japan, it's still being made under a different name. I've already messaged them and said, please release an English version. I will buy a computer to play this game. They won't. It's just something that the Australian market didn't take on. There's a game. The only thing that's come close is fuck all. Actually, I was just about to give a compliment to a game that sucks. There's a game on the Xbox store called Far Lap Racing. If you go on your Android or Apple device, you can find a game called Rival Stars. This game that they released for $50 in Australia, and unfortunately, I paid the $50, thinking it was going to be a revolutionary game, is the same as that fucking game under a different name with no wait times for upgrades. And I hated it, and I spent $50 on it.
That hurts.
Hurts me, bro. Hurts me. But and that's the reason why I bought an Xbox 360 to play that game. And I was hoping with PlayStation Plus, when that's come out, they're going to bring it backwards compatible. I don't think so, because you can still play it backwards compatible in America, but you can't play it in Australia. It's just one of those things, I guess. But this game, G1 Jockey, and I bought a PlayStation to play these games again. I went, holy fuck, this is different. This is buck wild. I can't believe I played this for hours on end as a kid before SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 came out again. GOAT tier for me. This was the game I played, and when they released this, it was like, well, I'm putting all my hours into it. I cannot not play this game. So I wonder again as I'm talking, I'm not sure if it tracks it on the Xbox app through the 360 or not. But I wouldn't have to go back. There it is already. And for context, no, it doesn't. That sucks. I've got 27 titles from it. And then I got a couple the other day too. That's what's funny. I only got a couple of these achievements the other day from playing it. Because what I'll do, this is my Mac computer monitor, so where I do all my streaming setup and that. And here is my gaming console, Xbox proper thing. I'll play whatever I'm playing on here, which is if I'm going to play the game through the Xbox, it's on this monitor. So I'll play like The Sims or something just to fuck around, or breed dinosaurs on Ark, like, take 2.5 years to raise a giga on that, and then play Champion G1 Jockey. I just love the game, dude. It's one of those games where the replay value is just too much. It's just too much. I love it, dude. I love it. I could talk about SmackDown vs. Raw, because that too, plenty of times, a lot of music in my life I've now listened to through that soundtrack. But the game was, again, another revolutionary game from THQ and Take-Two Interactive. I think it's Take-Two Interactive. And then THQ disbanded. Then they came back out only a couple of years ago. So come on, bruv. Like, you're not the Undertaker. You can't just rise from the dead. If you're dead, you stay dead, kind of thing. But I won't talk too much. I want to hear what Mitch has to say. I'm so sorry to take up the time talking about horse racing.
Oh, please. We spent at least... I feel like we've spent a good 5 hours talking about Halo as it is. And Mitch is concerning me, because he's got that look on his face. He knows the look I'm talking about. It's just the I'm going to fuck Ian up at some point kind of face. Whether it be verbally or in a game or something. It's just going to be... They mentioned the words wars and Halo in a particular order in a sentence with through audibility of mine, and pain will happen.
There is sorrow on the world of Liza.
Oh dear. Give me 1 sec. I'll be back in literally about 30 seconds. There has been a problem that has occurred, which must be rectified.
No alcohol?
Sorry?
No alcohol?
No alcohol. I'll be back.
All good, son. All good. Listen to him run.
Oh, yeah.
I get to my alcohol. That's fucking
good.
So, I was going to say, not a fan of Halo Wars. Not for you, mate.
I could appreciate the storyline and stuff like that. It's just playing a top-down strategy game on a console. I just couldn't get around the controllers for that,
Yeah. Look, it's not straightforward. I know what you mean. I mean, for me, it's more straightforward because I've never had a gaming PC. I've only struggled on an older PC that somehow run Football Manager. apart from
Oh.
that.
And the thing that gets Ian the most with it, though, is he unintentionally soured me towards it from the start. Because when I play strategy games, my favorite thing is the base building. He took over the base building and went, oh yeah, you just take the characters and go off and do all the stuff. Immediately killing any enjoyment I would have gotten out of it.
All of my friends are the opposite. And because Halo Wars was the first game that I found RTS wise where you could go through the campaign co-op, right? And I thought, okay, I'm gonna tackle this like I would with anybody else. I'm gonna take what everyone perceives as the boring bit, which is the base building, and I'll let you just fuck off and explore the map with all the units and just do your thing.
That's
I
not
fucking
my
shot
thing.
myself in the foot with Mitch with that one. But anyway, Mitch, hit us up with number 2.
Number 2 will be what you originally thought, which is the Zelda games.
Ah, I didn't have to write it. It's already there. See my mistake from before in the chat.
But yeah, my earliest memory, earliest video game memory would be literally the original Legend of Zelda on NES, which is the first game that my mum actually got me into. Right?
I gotta just stop you there for a sec, Mitch, just to give everyone what's the word I'm looking for? Context. I went to Mitch's place. Like Mitch is another state. I went to stay with him for a couple of weeks years ago. We were replaying some old Mario games, Super Mario 3, I think. And we got stuck. Not stuck. We wanted to find a particular secret, a particular shortcut or something item. And Mitch is a god in these games, and he himself has gone, I can't quite recall. Mom! What's the thing with the what? And she's just going, oh, you gotta do the, I'm sitting there, I'm in my 20s, right? And thinking, the best mother ever!
I believe it was something like when we went down into the first thing for the pipes to, how you go up over the top on one of them to get to the hidden pipes at the end.
Yeah.
It's just, we jumped into one too early. And it's just, Mom, how do we get to this bit? Oh, you went too early. Just go across the next bit, jump up on that, and then up onto the top, and you can go straight across.
So context of... Yeah, exactly, right? Context of game being recommended to Mitch by his mother.
Yeah,
that is.
She doesn't play games anywhere near as much anymore, but yeah.
She did, and that's the main thing, man. My mum just gave me Gran Turismo 3 on the PlayStation 1 or Gran Turismo 2 to shut me up. So for me, I love Gran Turismo, by the way, but I wish I had a mother like yours, mate, who actually gave a damn about their children's, games and that, i.e. Halo at 6 or 7 years of age. So yeah, I love that. That's wonderful. That is wonderful, dude. That's wholesome.
At the same time, they did not understand a lot of the video games that they got me, because let me put it this way. The second game that Ian played with shooters in it was over at my place, which was the multiplayer version of Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Wasn't it
Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Wasn't it Donkey Kong?
So I'm saying the second shooter.
I mean, yeah.
How do you spell Conker?
Oh God, we're introducing someone new to Conker. Conker.
Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't recall. My memory has eluded me, Mitch. I don't actually annoyingly.
No, I know this. I know this motherfucker. Of course, I know this guy.
I sadly don't have any recollection of us playing that. I don't recall it. I know it's I'm sorry. I don't recall.
Good.
I remember South Park. I remember Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, there was a South Park 64, which was a first-person shooter.
Yeah, I don't remember Conker's Bad Fur Day with you, I'm afraid.
But yeah, anyway, what I was saying before, to jump back to my actual choice, is, yeah, I'd played through that. I'd had my mum even help me in certain points where I'd gotten stuck on it. And yeah, it was enough of a thing for me that when I was thinking of the first tattoo, I wanted two specific things. The first game which my mother ever introduced me to, which was The Legend of Zelda, and the first thing which got me out of my shell, which was D&D. So just to have something that reminds me of my mum on my arm.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I really, I've only known you for an hour and 20 minutes, but that's wonderful. I love that kind of stuff. Even though Zelda was trash, I really appreciate hearing that kind of stuff.
Chicken mouth. But no,
No, I'm
Oh,
joking.
I
I'm joking.
invited the right person.
I understand that it's not everyone's cup of tea. It is a very simple story, but it's a simple story done well, I think.
Oh, I agree, 100%. I
And it's
definitely back that.
yeah, and it's only a simple game until you start looking at the fucking timeline.
And
Before I go
that's
into the timeline, because that is something that I do. I'm anti Zelda personally,
Yeah,
and I'm oversimplifying my stance. Because I don't want to take up your time. I'm oversimplifying my stance on Zelda. I'm anti Zelda, but the timeline. Oh my god, the time. Anyway, as in, I'm positive for the timeline, but I feel like a lot of things Nintendo do are just let's take this game, up the graphics, put a new number on it.
Would you say then, to be unpolitically correct, would you say it's polishing a turd? In a way.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
And the best example I can give is Mario. Just kind of hey, oh Mitch, how does the note go?
which note? The
The king reads a note or something.
Oh yeah, essentially, help! The king has been transformed. Please find the magic wand so we can change him back.
Mitch knows a lot of these notes that are these quotes and things from Mario games that are like the back of his hand, but it's just always, oh no, Peach is gone. Oh no, Bowser's done a thing. Oh no, anyway. But yeah, no,
Your
Zelda.
princess is in the castle.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's kind of like to me again, and this is where I'm very unpolitically correct. Unfortunately, Kamilian knows me very unpolitically correct. It's kind of like oh no, Mario, I'm stuck. Come get me, Step Mario. It's like, bruv, like I usually skip that part, and unfortunately, I think that's why I've skipped the majority of the Mario stuff. But because but then you could make the same argument as well and say, oh, but every Call of Duty is the same. You run and gun.
Oh yeah,
kill,
once you lift the little mat box, I mean, you've got Gran Turismo, Forza, let's go racing games. A lot of FPS, a lot of Nintendo, even Sonic can be thrown in there, right? It's a big box to unleash, right? So anyway, but look, Zelda, Mitch. What got you into it? Like, what's your driving force?
I was always a fan of the adventure games and just finding what I felt was the hidden areas that I had back then. You didn't really have the internet, so you had no idea if anybody else had even found them. You had no idea if you had no guides, no nothing. It was just get in and go. Right?
Yep.
I'll be honest with you. One of the things that even people who don't know Legend of Zelda that they've all heard about is Ocarina of Time, the Water Temple. There were so many complaints about, oh, it's so hard. How the hell does people find around? I had no idea about that. I found it freaking easy and thought, oh yeah, so they just chucked a simple one in between this and that. I didn't find out until
fuck is this guy?
Yeah, I didn't find out until years later that people had trouble with that.
Oh dear. I've only got the two.
Yeah.
All right, no. I'm not taking your time. Go.
No, just that they'd even made the water temple simpler in the re-release because people had complained so much.
Oh my god. See, I've only got the 2 Zelda games, Mitch.
Hmm.
I have Link's Awakening, the original version, on Game Boy
Yeah.
Color. And I do have Breath of the Wild. One of them I have completed. One of them I have not.
Fair
And
enough.
I gotta say that this is probably arguably one of my proudest moments. Because again, no internet, right? This is when I was a child, Game Boy Color. Right, this is back in the days where you had to have an overhanging light onto your screen because it didn't have a backlight. It's going back to the dark ages, and it was the shopkeeper, Mitch. I learned to run around the shopkeeper and exit with an item,
Oh yeah, that bit.
and I felt like a boss. I felt like a god leaving the store with that item. I thought I'm gonna go back in and do it again.
And then you get
Zap!
fucking killed.
Oh,
Because the shopkeeper is what became a stereotype for shopkeepers. The essentially retired adventurer shopkeeper.
yeah.
Yeah, every Nintendo game has that. Every Pokemon game, it's this old, tired guy that's like, oh yeah, you can't like, come by, and you look at him and go, you haggard fuck, like retire, just go to bed, bruv. Is
Yeah,
Zelda worse than that kind of setup then?
Oh,
Like,
the Zelda one is the one of the guy's all well and good. Just if you cross him, you are fucked. He will instantly kill you.
Yep.
fucking hell.
And that's the thing. He's overly nice when you try to walk out with the item in front of him. It's just oh yeah, can you please put that back? You can't leave the store with an item without paying.
So what I'm talking about here, Taylor, is because of how fast he turns in Link's Awakening, you can actually grab an item, do a lap around him, and then head out the door, and he'll be trying to keep up, and he won't see you do it. Right? You walk back in, all of a sudden the shop layout has changed. There's nothing there. He's just standing at the top of the screen. You're at the bottom, and he just fucking one hit zaps you.
Fucking hell, dude.
Yeah, essentially going, you could do that, but should you?
Yeah.
Yeah, should you be doing it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I just love that rather than
makes a lot more
fix his
sense.
turning speed, they let you do that and went off the whole 10 yards and added in this whole another scene to just screw you over rather than just fixing his turning speed.
Yeah.
That's buck wild, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking headrest fall, sorry.
You're right.
Oh,
Yeah, no, Mitch, continue.
Yeah.
Your love for Zelda.
I have played through every one of them. I have played through and finished all of them. I remember that 64, the Ocarina of Time. I'd gone through that and actually 100%ed or near enough to 100%ed at getting every item, getting all of the bottles, which anybody who's actually played the games will tell you it's fucking evil to get. And yeah, gone through all that, found out all of the backstory and all the stuff. And funnily enough, the one which is my favorite is one that is the most different out of all of the Legend of Zelda games as well.
Yeah.
There's one called Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah.
Where for most of the game you've been forcefully transformed into a wolf.
Isn't most of the game also a tutorial?
This isn't just Twilight then? This game just sounds like Twilight. Sorry, continue. Bad joke. I'll move on.
Yeah.
I'll see myself out. No.
Good to you. No. But,
savage.
Yeah, that and I like that one and Majora's Mask. Two of the games which people can tell you are the least like the other Legend of Zelda games. The only thing that will fall close into that is the ones where they went for vehicle riding, like the Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks. But yeah, I played through it, and I'm actually waiting for the Twilight Princess re-release, because it is actually a beloved enough game that they are going to be re-releasing a high definition version of it on the Switch.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So, is it related to? And I might have missed this. I'm sorry. Is it related to like the same universe as the Zelda kind of franchise, or is it
All
like
of them are related.
Yeah, the title
All of
is
them are right.
Zelda Twilight
Yeah.
Princess.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no,
That's
you're
the
right.
thing.
Mitch, can you try?
Anyone who doesn't know, the Ocarina of Time is the focal point of the Zelda universe. Essentially, what happens is if it splits into 3 timelines after that. One where the hero is defeated. One where the hero is triumphant and remains in what's called the Sacred Realm. The last one is where Ganondorf is defeated by adult Link. It splits into those 3, and it actually has subtle hints in each of the games to show you which timeline those things fall into. Like the hero is defeated. Each of those Link's having no longer being a part of the world, his outfit is slightly different. It has a yellow stripe on it because the hero never actually came back. He was essentially a folk tale. In the Sacred Realm Remains Protected, the one where he goes back to being a child, that's where you have Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess and the Four Sword Adventures. Majora's Mask, Link has flat out died. Like, essentially, in Majora's Mask, it's a whole analogy for the stages of mourning.
So wait, so Majora's Mask is
Well,
if he fails.
No, Majora's Mask is one where he's triumphant. Sorry, it's in the line of where he's triumphant, but it's where he stayed a child. And in Majora's Mask, they've actually alluded to the fact that as a child, Link ended up dying shortly after.
That's a bit. That's
Oh yeah, it's excessively morbid.
Yeah.
And not just that, every part of Majora's Mask, each of the masks that you get for going through certain stuff, the Keku mask, the Zora mask, all of them come from the souls of the dead. So,
yeah. Wow.
And yeah, the final thing where if you've gotten all of the masks, that kind of seals the whole thing, you get the hero's mask, which looks like adult Link.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah.
I think I need to go back and give this another crack. For me, I mean, when I say that, I'm not gonna lie, I probably won't play the game. It's not for me. I've played it before, don't get me wrong, but I want to understand it more, just to get a better context on what, like, as in not that you didn't explain well, you explained it perfectly. I think for me, it's just like I need to understand a deeper kind of thing with it. It sounds up my alley in that triumph at dead. Oh, he's dead. But that sucks. Let's get some masks to remember it. For me, I just need to try and understand a little bit more for me. So maybe that might be my little bit of homework.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it sounds good, man.
And Mitch wins the stream.
And he wins. Winner. Big old W. I've got one more, Brownie, if I'm permitted to have one more.
Oh, 100%.
Unless you're done, Mitch. I'm sorry, man. I'm not sure if you were finished. I'm so sorry.
if we go
Are
a
you
bit,
finished? Sorry, mate.
no, you're
Yeah,
right.
it's all good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I could wax on about the games for literally hours, so I'm fine just leaving it there. It's a good stopping point.
That's beautiful. As long as I'm not stepping on feet here and cutting the grass,
We'll
I'd
come back
love
to
to
my
just.
turn because I think mine is gonna. How we have to cut it off short with mine, my next one. So,
Okay.
so Taylor, we'll go back to yours. Come back.
All right.
We'll do
All right,
you guys
sweet.
again. Then
Well, this
we'll
is
do
a general
me.
question to you. Sorry, what was that, Brenny?
I'll say we'll do you guys first. So we'll do you two, and then I'll do the last one because I think
Alright.
just mine's gonna have a bit of a.
Go.
Now, for
Taylor,
me,
you're up. Yeah.
I don't want to talk too long about this, but I want to get your opinions, both of you, and let's see if I'm certain I know the answer, but I was surprised earlier, so let's find out. Mass Effect, not Andromeda. Mass Effect.
I've never played them.
Oh
Game.
no!
Unfortunately, they just fell apart in the last round.
Oh no!
The actual game was good. I'm one of the ones who is in the standpoint of what did they do with the ending?
Mitch, I don't think he's listening. You see the old no. I think he's just trying to
No, I'm
comprehend
here.
someone not playing the games.
No,
I know.
He's
No,
just-
I understand. The ending is average. I won't spoil it for you, Brownie, Ian, if you decide to start going down that path.
Oh,
But-
sadly, I've watched
thing-
enough videos online
you
of
know
top
how it
10
ends.
list things online. I understand it ends up being like a red, blue,
disappointing,
green kind of
Yeah,
choice.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
It's
they
more
shit the
than
bed
that
with it.
because up till the very release, they'd been hyping the fact of, oh yeah, every choice you make matters. It is going to massively change the ending of the game. And then they released that. That was essentially
I agree.
yet a different
I
kind of
agree.
firework.
I agree. I mean, I love the game. It's probably the only game I can confidently sit here, apart from Halo, I've played more than 4 times and played that same campaign 4 times, going in with the expectations that I'm going to do something different. I still end up fucking Ashley. I still end up saving the brute. I still end up doing this. So nothing changes. Yet I play it, get so wound up and go, I love this game so much. And then they release Andromeda, more royally shit the bed. Worse to the point where it's now running down their fucking ankles into their socks. And now they're trying to rebrand it into this new thing. I mean, N7 Day was just the other day, ironically, because it was the 7th of November. And they made a little teaser. That was from a teaser from last year. They're trying to hint out that Shepard is alive. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'll be there with bells and whistles. I will take annual leave from work when this comes out, and I will become a void in the back of my house where I'm sitting right now. And I will not come out like a little fat hermit crab trying to rustle up a little prawn he's found after the fishermen's give up for the day. I will go ballistic, I assure you. But
That's
love...
the thing. One bad ending will not change the love that the game has built up till then.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I took time off when the Legendary Edition came out. I only took a long weekend, so I had 3 days off instead of 2. And I just fucking loved it. It came out like, oh yeah, this is great. Cool, 20 gig update. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, and you've also got to download the other games too. Haha. Great. Wonderful. Well, I'll tackle this in the morning. But honestly, man, it just takes me back to my childhood when I was starting to change from the mold of the person I was. I was very, believe it or not, I was very shy at one point, and I was very quiet. I was a quiet kid. The wizard was not so kind with the courage he gave me, my friend. So I discovered myself then. I look back at that game and go, well, what a fucking another one of those goat tier games I have on my goat little mountain. So for me, Mass Effect, the originals.
I 100% understand that because as it is, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat having heard back a few months ago that there was going to be a Bioshock 4 released.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That's been
sitting on the edge of
confirmed,
the
hasn't
seat.
it?
Wait. Yes, it has.
Hmm.
So I'm sitting on the edge
Um,
of the seat just waiting, going, release the release date. Tell us when I can
Yeah.
go and get it.
Announce it, you dogs. Announce it, you dog
Yeah.
washers.
Oh dear.
Oh, damn. Damn. I didn't realize that they're actually bringing out that game.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm gonna have no leave. I'm in so much trouble. This is not fair, dude. Because I'm one of these people that can't just have 2 days off. I just took, and I swear this, I just took 10 days off to play Call of Duty on top of Melbourne Cup Day, on top of Epsom Horse Racing Day, on top of my Bucks party, and I sat out the back here and I've pumped 5 days worth of hours to it in 10 days on nothing Call of Duty. I swear on my marriage, it's bad. And
Those
here
who
I
want to
am staring at a
see
barrel of a
the
Bioshock.
proof of that earlier in the chat, as you can still see on the stream, I'm pointing over here because that's where my secondary screen is.
Yeah.
Jump over to Uncle Taylor's Wild Ride on Twitch. Yeah.
Hear a bogan talk quietly because his wife's asleep in the next room, but he's raging internally inside and pops out pimples of anger just because of how frustrated the game is. If you want to see something like that, of course, I will. But that is it. That's my hot takes done. I look forward to hearing the rest of you too and your thoughts and your opinions. This has been a fucking good night. Gotta be honest with you, it's good
It means
shit.
a lot, dude. Thank you. But
Yeah.
Mitch, to round your set off,
Yeah.
game that made your childhood.
Oh,
I know
we're
we're
not
going to a
to your
third.
last
We're going to a third, and you've named 2 big ones for you already.
Okay, the third game that made the childhood Fable.
Oh, I remember
Oh,
you
fuck,
first getting
yes.
Fable. If I can
Yeah.
start, Mitch,
Yeah.
if that's okay.
Go right ahead.
Please, to put this in perspective, again, I'm trying to give context to everyone watching at home here. Basically, again, Mitch lives Queensland now. I live in New South Wales. But we grew up together, like literally around the house from each other. Mitch was, remember I said my other mate was just around the corner 4 houses away. Mitch was on that same street up the other direction, but 1 house even closer. So, yeah, Mitch and I were very, very, very kind of, we got physically close together, best friends since early 90s. But basically,
Yeah.
well,
End of year three, I
I'm
believe.
sidetracking myself. I flew up to Queensland over New Year, 1 year, and it was the
Mhm.
year that Fable had come out. And
Yeah.
Mitch had only just gotten it. Every morning, like Mitch would get up usually back then. I think it's the opposite now. Mitch would get up before me, but back then, I'd get up first. And I'd be on my phone or something for an hour or so. And then I'd hear Mitch's door open and he's gonna, oh, game time. I'd pop my head on the corner and say, oh, game time, Mitch. He just, breakfast, Ian, food. But no, not this time. Not this time. No. I'd wake up, and the very first day, I remember I waited for the door to open. Didn't open. So I went up, got to the bathroom, and as I was going to the bathroom, I stopped in the hall and looked to my left. TV was going, and on it was.
Hang on, this thing just hang on. My thing just dipped. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
All I
It
heard
went
last
silent for
was
a moment.
Yeah, for some
Yeah.
reason my
Oh, you
Twitch
did? Oh,
is-
okay.
Yeah, for some reason my Twitch is constantly telling me that its default device has automatically been upgraded to the microphone I'm using. And
It goes silent for a moment.
I mean, okay, cool. You've updated like 5 times now to this. I'm using the same microphone. Just anyway, moving on. I come out the door, turn to the left, and the TV's on. And I'm thinking, hang on, Mitch's parents are not here. TV's on. All I remember was a darkish screen with trees on the other side of on the screen, and a pathway, and a character with a blue line. I think coming up from behind him or something, or in front of him. I don't know. All I remember was there's a blue line, and Mitch is just
the
sitting there,
Crossover line.
sitting there. about 2 meters from the. He's not sitting on the couch. He's just 2 meters from the TV, just controller in hand, just Fable. I'd never say.
You've been up for long, just a few hours.
Anyway, sorry, Mitch. Continue. Tell us about Fable.
Oh, well, it really hit home because it was one of the big games that had choice. If you did something good, your character became more good. If you did something bad, your character became more bad. But it wasn't you done this, you fucked. Like in Bioshock, for instance, if you accidentally pressed the wrong button and ate one of the sisters instead of saving her, you essentially had to reload if you wanted the good guy ending. Whereas in Fable, you had ways to redeem yourself. It was just the idea that your character would change depending on what you did. It just stuck with me to the point of past then, if any game has that kind of play system, I'm immediately on to try it out. I will jump into anything if you tell me that there's a morality system in it. But I've played through that, played through the Bioshock games, played through the Fallout games. Because morality, it actually means something when you have one more interaction point with the world, that people will react to you differently depending on how you've gone through it. You know?
Yeah.
Right?
Nice.
And for people who always asked, oh yeah, why do you only play down the good lines with this? It all never quite hit me right because I only found out a few years back that I'm autistic. The parents knew all the time, but never bothered to tell me because they didn't want it to change how I interacted with the world. But my mindset instantly went to, well, it makes me feel bad to do bad things. And
yeah.
Yeah. So I'd go through those games, and in Fallout, I ended up that wasteland Jesus thing by the end of the morality, you know? Having saved everyone, done everything I could to help everyone out and all that kind of stuff. And even going through the freaking prison that had the first starter bad guys in it and sneaking through the entire thing because I didn't want to fucking kill them.
Let me ask you a question if I'm able to, and I promise I won't take up too much more of your time, Brandon, so we're on a time limit. When you played Fable, like you said, you've played it through a couple times, right? Like me, I did the same thing. Did you change any outcomes you made? Or were you like me in the sense when I was talking about Mass Effect and I went, yeah, I want to do, I want to do this, but no, I'm just gonna stay with Ashley. I'm gonna go. Ashley's my girl. She's my e-girl. Ooh woo woo. With Fable, at least Fable 3, because that's the biggest one that had obviously that mortality with all that thing. I can't remember the name of it. What's coming over? Did you change any commitments, agreements, that kind of thing, with when you became king? For those spoiler, did you become king? When you did you change anything you did from the previous playthrough?
Not really. But you know what the funniest thing about Fable 3?
What is it?
For me, the actual resolution settings screwed up. So I played through the entire game going, I wonder why they didn't put a health system in this one. The health had been
Hang
I played through the entire thing, learning to dodge everything because I had no idea when death would come.
No. Okay. Hang on. Where's Ashton Kutcher here? Have I been pranked or some shit? There's no fucking way. Are you telling me?
Yeah, I went through the whole thing because you know how back then it was still more basic to have the square screen? I had a 1960 by 1080 screen, which cost me a pretty penny to get. So it was one of the rectangular ones, which meant that it automatically defaulted to the square screen.
Fuck off. Nah, this is. I'm looking this up right this fucking second. This is. No, you guys.
But yeah,
No.
so it was. So it was the Fable 2 one, not Fable 3, because Fable 2, you know how it had the health bar up in that corner, just the red line kind of thing for it?
Yeah.
That was cut off for me.
On Fable 2.
Yeah. So
Hang
that
on.
top corner, the health was cut off for me.
Yeah, this would be back in the era when they weren't like a standard, 16:9. They were a different aspect ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
the
yeah,
games didn't
that-
auto adjust.
Yeah. So that health bar up in the corner was gone because it
Oh,
was
wow.
just off screen.
I'm gonna go fuck myself after this. This is just a fucking G up. I swear, you got me guys on here to humiliate me.
I
is
am in the same boat as you with this, Taylor.
wow.
It was the first game where I learned you got to dodge everything. You can't last this because you can't last so many hits. And I actually knew I was close to death only when it started getting the red ring around the outside of the screen. You know, where when you're down to your last quarter, how it kind of starts going in with the red on the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my warning of, your health's nearly gone.
Oh, mate, tell you.
So by the end of it, I knew, okay, I can survive exactly this many hits.
That is fucking bullshit. I'm gonna go to bed tonight and scream in my dream. This is a joke. No,
It wasn't
I
until
am.
yeah. Honestly, it wasn't until I played it another time further on in the future that I found out that, oh, you know what? I'm on a newer computer. I might just change up the resolution to make sure that it's all perfect for this. Dunk. You're fucking kidding me.
I
Yeah.
don't know what to say. Well,
That's the thing.
I.
Fable
My
2
brain's hurting.
only had a bad PC port
If it
because
helps,
it was
Mitch,
originally on 360, you know?
if it helps, I had a similar situation when, and I'm railroading a little bit, when I first
go ahead.
bought Dragon Ball Z on DVD, because
Hmm.
Dragon Ball Z is without question the best anime that's ever been produced. Fight me. And I bought it on DVD and I started watching through it, and about halfway through season 1, I'm thinking, this isn't right. Something doesn't look right. This isn't quite what I remember. Anyway, looked it up. Basically, because I bought it after I had a widescreen TV, it's playing widescreen. Dragon Ball Z didn't air widescreen. It aired 4:3.
Yeah.
I had to go into the
So
DVD
everything
settings and
is-
change it to 4:3 to get the top and bottom back. When you see Vegeta on screen and he's missing his 5 head, I mean, something's not right.
Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
bad if I turn around and I say I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z?
I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh. I didn't watch Pokemon.
And that's the stream. We're good. Thanks for joining us tonight. And UncleTaylor will not be back because
Because he lives too close to Ian and he is going to die before next stream.
That's it. The winter's coming and it's harsh.
winter is coming.
I never, unfortunately. I mean, I'll tell you a lie. I did watch Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit when I was a kid, and I watched a really bad Japanese English dubbed thing on Channel 10 back in the day. And it's the kind of thing that's like, I got you now, Kaiba. It's the best shit. That's the shit I love. How dare you? Take you to the Shadow Realm. I love it. Like,
It's so bad, but it's so accurate.
duel.
Oh, wow.
It's the best shit. I never watched it. I never really got into it. I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Love
The
Pokemon.
funniest thing is you could tell when they changed up a line because they
Oh,
usually
no.
change it up for something shorter. So it would literally be them just saying, "Do you want a
Okay.
joke?"
Literally. Or
Yeah.
when they mentioned the name, it's like Pokemon, like Pikachu.
Yeah.
I love
Nah,
it. It's the best shit, dude. It's the best shit.
The shit that annoyed me most with the Pokemon anime was that the amount of times that when they translated to English, they got the fucking Pokemon name wrong, the level of
Yeah.
evolution wrong. The amount of times they referred to a Growlithe as Arcanine or a Pidgeot as Pidgeotto just frustrated me.
Pidgeotto.
But anyway, speaking of, to wrap us up for the night, my third one,
Yes,
which
give
I
us your hot
avoided
take.
initially because I thought this is just, it's a bit too mainstream. I know that I've fucking mentioned Sonic and Halo already, and that's already mainstream enough, and I get that. But going back to the 90s, when I wasn't playing Sonic, I was playing Pokemon.
Oh
And
yeah, I remember you didn't you start off with Gold and Silver or something like that?
my first one was Yellow.
That's right, Yellow, and then you had Gold and Silver,
Mm,
and I couldn't play with you because I didn't have a Game Boy Color yet.
mm. But it all started for me with my neighbor, who was my best friend at the time when all that shit first started. And she had Pokemon Blue, I think, and
Mm.
irrelevant, but basically Pokemon Blue. And again, back in that era where you're in that age where you both just kind of take turns playing, and you're both happy just to watch and play, and we would do that all the way through the game. And the day that I got Pokemon Yellow was I believe my 10th or 11th birthday, something silly. Just yeah, I mean, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was terrible, but I bought it and played it and loved it anyway because just the level of nostalgia. And yes,
Yes.
Pokemon Snap, yes or no? The original.
yes,
Yes.
Good. Pokemon Stadium, yes or no?
yes.
Yes.
Good. Pokemon Pearl or Diamond, what was your preference?
If I was going with I had,
Better say Pearl.
I think I had
better
both back
say
in the
Pearl.
day, but I preferred Diamond.
Oh, rich boy. Oh, that's it. All right, guys. Stream's ending here. Thank you very much. Uncle Taylor's taken over. No, okay. Diamond.
I preferred Diamond back in the day because of the exclusives and the legendary. However, in my first streamed and my first no, because I mean it's posted now. So my first spoiler, my first successful Nuzlocke. Because I played Diamond back in the day, I bought Shining Pearl to Nuzlocke recently for the Switch. But no,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, so Pokemon.
The only thing I loved about the new Pokemon release is that I could duplicate 50 Mew, and I'm so happy. I haven't turned it on since I duplicated all these rare Pokemons. Pokemans. But that's it. Pokemans. Memories. Sorry, continue, son.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
No, you're right. I thought Mitch was going to chime in, so I was waiting. But for me, the way without going down too much of a personal amount of what I have going on up here and I deal with on a daily basis, things need for me to enjoy something. It needs to click with me in the way most of the ways that things do that just hit me on an emotional level. So a good story that I don't have to do too much reading for, things that I can relate to. Things that did that really well were Pokemon back in the day. The anime I was absolutely glorious, and it's on Netflix in Australia right now. And I've watched all of season 1, or the Kanto League, or the Kanto season. 52
Hey.
episodes. I got so salty. I'm thinking, the whole season's there. No, it's just the first half.
Well, that's
Yeah.
it. You know, the old
Orange
Netflix
Islands is
thing of,
season 2.
oh yeah, you want to watch this kind of stuff? Cool. And now 26 seasons? Yeah, cool, man. We got 3 of them, and like season 7, 8, 9, like beautiful. Thank you so much. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Netflix.
Your default device has automatically been updated to this microphone. I missed half of what you said. I know
Oh, I
Mitch
was just
didn't
saying,
because it's my end.
yeah, I was just
Oh.
saying, Netflix is more like, hey, yeah, what's that? You want to watch a lot of Pokemon? What are there, like 26 seasons? Yeah, bro, we got season 7, 8, and 9 ready for you. Come and watch them.
Yeah, that was the thing that pissed me off the most. Not that it only had a couple of the seasons, but it didn't even start at the start.
What's this?
And that's what's annoying.
Netflix.
A lot of the Netflix things.
Yeah, well, Netflix
They-
currently has season 1, but season 1 is not the entire Kanto thing. It's 52 episodes, which is a huge season.
Oh yeah,
It's
But-
big. How long the episodes are?
Sorry, that's about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay, so standard. I don't know why. I thought it was always 15 minutes.
It felt like 15 when you're watching on Cheese TV. Back
Gee,
in the
that's
day.
what I was thinking of. Cheese TV.
Back in the
Now
day.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like Pokemon was just it was the thing, right? You could play it your way. Your party, unless you went down the route of just legendary farming, like your party could be completely different to the person next to you. And then again and again and again, you played the game your way, and it was one of the first games that I came across that you could do that, right? Which has become stock
Yeah.
standard by in today's kind of world for that kind of game. But
Hmm.
like
But back
even if you had
then-
the same party, they could have different moves, different stats, different,
Uh,
you know?
I remember that I'd annoyed him so much with my red and blue party because he went down the psychic route.
Mm.
He had Hypno, Mewtwo. He'd gone for power hitters.
Yep. Still do.
Then he came out against my Nidoking.
The only thing to come close to bloody
Fucking hate
fainting my
Nidoking.
Hypno.
Oh,
Honestly.
at which point he goes, "Yeah, that was your most powerful one. You're all done now, aren't you?" Poliwrath comes out that I've literally renamed to Pokemon Master. And he just looks at it going, "Fuck no."
Yep. Yeah.
So,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, but and then just being in that era and watching the first Pokemon movie in cinemas and just the messages that the best way I can describe Pokemon, I guess, and the messaging messages they send to people. For me, it's kind of like the beginning and end of How I Met Your Mother episodes. It's always got this beautiful underlying message that can relate to the majority of people, and Pokemon had the same kind of feel to me. It would just have that way to hit you in the feels, make it relatable, and yet you're catching animals and essentially having a forced cockfight, like Rooster, right? Just so we're clear on that, internet. Don't make that a thing, internet. Anyway, but just it's just kind of this is animal, just by definition, animal abuse, and we've made it stock standard kind of household thing, and it's still hits you in the feels. I don't know, but so Pokemon for me, specifically Pokemon Yellow, just to hit that. Pokemon Yellow back in the day was just it really did make my childhood. I was that sucker who let the game run 100 hours, hoping that the SSN would come the fuck back, so I could go back into that area, push the van aside, and get Mew. No, I was that child that believed it. Yeah. Yep. Anyway.
and yeah, I know that I'm the one who introduced you to the rare candy treat.
What that wasn't available on Yellow. You showed me on Red and Blue.
Yeah.
They patched it out with Yellow.
Hmm.
Yeah, but because I started on Yellow, and because I'm tossing and turning with friends, I'm taking turns with friends playing their versions. I never got to play the late game, so I never got to the missing no phase in Red and Blue. So I never knew about it until Mitch showed me.
Yeah, I believe that you found out about it when one of the Pokemon that came out to fight you was a level 213 Snorlax.
Level 213.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Hang on.
yeah, going up and down the island, the reason that you could get Missing No, which fucked up a lot of people's games, is because it screwed up the code going up and down there. So you could literally fight your Professor Oak and he'd bring out a random Pokemon. And what people didn't know is that you could catch those Pokemon that he brought out. And they were a random level well past the level cap.
Yeah, but if you use them in any battle after that wasn't a PvP, they would level up to level 100. So they'd go down.
Yeah.
So you just transfer them to Pokemon Stadium and they don't level in Pokemon Stadium. Therefore, you're fighting in Pokemon Stadium with a level 213 Snorlax. Stupid. Oh, dear, but
That's
anyway,
fucking cooked.
I'm going to have to cut it here. But thanks everyone for watching. If you're watching archived, in the description there will be links to, first and foremost, our last second amazing guest who saved us at the last minute, UncleTaylor. So links to his Twitch and YouTube will be in the description. Head over, pay him some love, say hi. Otherwise, my Twitch will be in the description. You've already got my YouTube stuff over at here in the chat. Otherwise, also, if you want to keep up to date on what's happening, more announcements, whether it be hear me out, hear us out, or any other streams, head over to Discord. All the announcements are done there. Look, I feel like we failed tonight because we never really did find out who the two children in the trench coat were, but I digress. Thank you for sticking around. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for clicking the link in the first place. But most importantly, thank you for hearing us out. Until next time, stay safe. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, well.